Okay, this is looking pretty good. Um, just looking at this, you might want to paint a little bit more just sort of color variation on the head there. It just looks very, um, it just looks like one big solid color. Um, and just trying to get some more color, and maybe you can do, even paint in some stuff for the beard on the surface of the face so that it kind of blends a little bit. And maybe a little bit of darkness under the eyes, just some different colors, some slightly different color in the ears, and that kind of stuff. Um, the in a sense, it's good that the armor has scratches and aging, but it's pretty extreme, um, and it almost doesn't look like metal anymore. It almost looks like a kind of a scratched stone or something. Also, if you look at the size of, say, like a scratch here versus the ones here, it's just sort of looks like it's. Oh, you just slapped the texture. You didn't paint that. You just found a metal texture and just slapped it on it. Okay, that's probably the problem. So it's not, the size isn't relative to the different. So they all have the same. This is body armor material, armor material. Okay, it's different materials, but it's the same. If I'm looking at this metal texture JPEG. Yeah, you made different materials, but then you just applied the same texture to all of them. Yeah, so it'd be better if you kind of painted something that was specific to that shape rather than just slapping something that already had the scratches. Because what you want to think about with stuff like scratches is like where it got scratched and why. So, like, when I think of a shape like this, I imagine scratches kind of maybe being near this kind of corner edge. It's really sticking out a lot, and I could see a lot of things, end up hitting or scratching that. Whereas maybe other areas like, this surface might get less wear and tear. And so you want to be kind of strategic and paint those on specifically rather than just throwing on a texture that already has scratches on it. Um, yeah, I mean, I think the arm texture is good, but again, Um, yeah, it just looks like a pattern that's been thrown on there. It'd be good to kind of paint some lighter and darker areas. I would say the nails are much too pink. They're a very bright pink and they're a bit distracting. So I would get them to be closer to the skin color and not so bright pink because that looks odd. Um, I like the stripes on the pants. I think that's good. That worked out well. These kind of look. I thought for a second that was a bump map, but I guess that's just built into the texture. I think they kind of hold up from a distance. Up close, these kind of veiny looking shapes look a bit big compared to the size of the boot to me. Like it seems like they could be shrunk down some. Um, yeah, and I would probably do something different with the sole. I imagine that would be made of a different material than the rest of the boot, so maybe just something darker and simpler for the sole. Um, so, I mean, generally it sort of came together and looks all right. I just think, there's definitely some areas for improvement.